Thank you for joining me for another episode of Keeping It Real with America's Supermom. I have another guest that I have met, I believe, through Clubhouse. I actually got a chance to be in one of his rooms, and he is connected to a mutual connection, Cecilia Morris. So I want to give her a shout out. But I'm so excited to have Shawn here, and it definitely is a testament to the power of networking and following up with people. Just is doing those things that have led us to where we are today. So before we get into a great interview talking about all the great things he does, I want to give Shawn the opportunity to introduce himself.
Well, thank you, Lucille, and it's wonderful to be on your program, and what an honor. And you are right; we never know where our connections will end up, and so it's a beautiful thing to have the networking going on. Well, with all that being said, my name is Shawn Hill. I'm the LinkedIn coach, and I help small business owners, generate leads on LinkedIn. And I've been doing that for about 3 years. Thankfully, blessed that this year I was able to go full time. So now I do that as my full time business, and it's just been a joy and wonderful to see business owners embrace a new platform for many of them, and a platform that many of them have had maybe a profile on, but they really never really kind of embraced it and got all that they could get out of it, and really help those owners transition, and they have a lot of success. So I'm really looking forward to having our conversation today.
I'm loving that, because LinkedIn, I tell you, I had such a heart for LinkedIn. At first, I didn't know anything about it. Then, as I started doing my coaching, and I just couldn't get enough of LinkedIn. Then I went over to Facebook, and then Instagram and Clubhouse, all these other different things. But LinkedIn is on the move with so many new things that they are offering
Yes.
to their audience. So, one of the things that I would say when it comes to having a coach for LinkedIn, why do we need a coach? Because, for some people who are like, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I know what I'm doing, I'm on Twitter. Why would they need a coach for LinkedIn?
Well, the thing about it is each platform is different. See,
Hmm.
LinkedIn is not, some people say it's Facebook for professionals, and that's kind of true, but then again, it's really not. So,
Hmm.
one of the major things about LinkedIn is your profile plays a much bigger part of your business than on other platforms. So, on Facebook, my profile, pretty much you just put up a profile, you have a nice banner, you have a nice profile photo, but pretty much what people know you by is your posting. That's what really generates the excitement. The same thing on Instagram. Your profile, you get one link, and you kind of describe what you do, but people know you by your posting. Now on LinkedIn, it's almost just the opposite. You can post, but here's the key: only less than 3% of LinkedIn's community even post at all. So, but that's a whole different subject. But here's the deal: when you send somebody a connection request, they're going to come to your profile. It's going to be your profile that's going to carry the biggest weight. So there are a lot of different nuances to a profile that you really want to make sure that your profile stands out and stands out on top. And it's more than just having up-to-date information. Like I said, you said, LinkedIn has allowed so many different things to be added to your profile, and things to be updated on your profile, or optimized, should I say, that really carries the day. If you were to think that this would be a networking event, like you and I met at a networking event in real life, back when we used to do that, one of the first things would be we would talk and get to know each other a little bit better. Well, that conversation is a little bit different on LinkedIn, because guess what? Now I kind of know a lot about you. I can just look at your profile before I even talk to you. So that's one of the biggest advantages, I would say, of LinkedIn, is you can kind of get familiar with somebody, familiar with what they're doing before you even have a conversation with them. So you really need to have that nuanced approach. You can't just do what you did on Facebook, Instagram, other platforms and think you're going to have success on LinkedIn. There's two things that you need to have success on LinkedIn. One is an optimized profile, and two is a strategy. If you don't have either one of those, you're going to be in trouble.
I love that because you had me at they don't even have to post. I mean, that is a good one, and that is so true because when I was going back and forth on some of these different platforms, I still maintained a presence on LinkedIn and updated information and did certain things to keep my profile current that,
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't post that much. So I love that you say that. So what are some things that we do get wrong when it comes to our profile that we probably can be an easy fix that can kind of help us get on our way of, having that good ability to stand out on LinkedIn?
Absolutely. Well, one of the biggest things for your profile is your profile photo. Really, you don't have to go to Glamour Shots. Back in the day, I know I'm aging myself, but you don't have to go to Glamour Shots to get a Glamour Shot or have a professional photographer do it. Hey, guess what? We have some of the best cameras in the palm of our hand right now. Some of these
Mhm.
our phones are amazing in what they will take. I mean, some of these pictures are incredible. So
Mhm.
a nice headshot, smiling, looking forward. That's really what you want to have is just that. One of the things that people get wrong is a lot of times they will have a full body shot, which you don't really want a full body shot. They will have, something that's going to be different about that. And so that profile photo is really key for you because guess what? Just like if you and I were meeting at that networking event again, the first thing I'm going to notice about you is your smile.
Mhm.
How do you look? This, that, and other. Do you look upset? Do you look happy? And so that profile photo is so key. You want to make sure that people feel comfortable approaching you. So smile, looking forward. That's going to be key for you. Another area is your banner. I tell you, I cannot tell you how many times I come to a profile and they have what I call, you see the gray wall of death or the blue wall of death. It's just a big,
Mhm.
just gray area. There's nothing there. Lachelle, if I came to you and said, look, would you like to have a 30-second promo advertising spot on the Super Bowl? What would you say to me? Absolutely free. Wouldn't cost
Absolutely.
you anything.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, my
I
gosh, of
don't
course.
turn down nothing but my collar, just so you know in the future. So,
There you go. There you go. But yeah, I mean, but especially for a Super Bowl commercial, guess what, guys?
mhm.
That's what that spot is like. When somebody comes, they're gonna look at your face and that's gonna be one of the things. Then they're gonna look at that banner, and if nothing's there, they're just gonna skip through. But if you have something there that represents what you want to represent, maybe you deal with families, so maybe it's a picture of families, not necessarily yours, but it
Mhm.
can be yours, but a picture of families. If you are an engineer, maybe you have something technical up there, something that really kind of shows your personality. So, man, that is one of the most wasted spots I see
Mhm.
on many profiles. Another area is the headline. Oh my gosh, this is where your LinkedIn separates you from any other platform because here's the beautiful part. Even if you're not posting, I suggest that you do post because here's the deal. If you want to move ahead of 97% of your competition, it's the easiest way to do it. They're not
Right.
posting. But besides that, when you do engage, on other people's on Facebook, if I just engaged on your post on Facebook, it would just say Shawn Hill. On
Mhm.
Instagram, if I would just engage on that post, it would have whatever my name is, my little screen name. But on
Mhm.
LinkedIn, the beautiful part about it is when you comment on somebody's post, that little headline goes with you. So here's a great opportunity
Mhm.
for people to get to know you better. And it's what I call a walking advertisement. So many people miss this golden opportunity because all they have is the name of their position or company, because LinkedIn knows how valuable that spot is. So it won't just leave it blank for the most
Mhm.
part. So it will default to whatever your current position is. So if you don't put anything, it'll just be vice president of Crayolas or whatever. It'll just be what your current position
Mhm.
is. Well, that doesn't do anything for me. That doesn't tell me, what you do, who you speak to, the value that you have. Use that headline. That headline is your walking advertisement. I call it the headline is your tagline. So make sure that you use it to the best benefit that you can.
I love that. And so talk to us about the right type of comments that we should be making. Because, some people are just like, yes, congrats or whatever. What are some things that we can do to kind of, take it up a notch when it comes to a comment?
Absolutely. Well, you want to make sure that your comment, one, is relevant to
Mhm.
whatever the post is. I've seen, a lot of people comment and it's just like, great, wow, wonderful, da 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 da. So if you want to, I'm gonna give y'all a real secret here. It's about that, but this is one of those tips I usually just reserve for my students to make them, so they can get ahead. But because I'm on your show, I'm going to give it to you for free.
Amen. I appreciate it.
But as far as a comment is concerned, you just really want to say something that's really relevant that shows your personality. So let's say, for instance, the person is talking about whatever they're talking about. If whether you agree or don't agree with it, acknowledge what they're saying and say, and here's another perspective, or here's something else that I've seen happen, or here's something. So acknowledge the person that said something, but then you give a little bit of a different role. But here's what I don't want you to have: don't overthink it. Don't just, oh my gosh, I got to write this paragraph and I got it. No, just 5 words or more, 1 or 2, 3 sentences. Just really be. Let's say, be good, be brief, and be gone. That's really going to help you out when you're doing comments. But here's the golden tip that I want to share with you. If you want to really kind of impress that person and you want to stand out for that particular person, what you want to do, you don't want to like it. You don't want to like it. Why don't you want to like it? Because so many people like it. So you may have what we call engagement points or whatever. You may have 500 people that engage on that post, not comment, but engage. Of those 500, probably about 475 are going to like it, because it's easy to just go through like. What you want to do, if you want to stand out, click on that little area where it shows the engagement and look for the ones that's not checked off. Normally, that's going to be insightful, which is the little light bulb. It's going to be the little clapping hands, although because it's right next to the like, clapping hands can usually get a little more, and you have to kind of go down a little bit to get to insightful and caring and the hearts. Hearts work real well unless it's an emotional topic, because if somebody just overcame cancer, there are going to be a lot of likes and there are going to be a lot of hearts. That's just understood. There are comfort. But if it's something you want to stand out, and you'll see it when you click on it, there of that 500, it'll be like 475 likes, 10 little claps, but 1 or 2 light bulbs. Stand out by engaging. That's going to help you out.
I love that. Now, that's some good stuff. Now, for the people who are not posting and they want to start with the posting campaign, so to speak, getting their little platform together, what would you recommend for that? How long should the post be? What type of post? That type of thing.
Sure, absolutely. If you haven't been posting at all, I would just post with pictures. Work well. They work well. And so text-based posts in the LinkedIn algorithm is always changing. So you always have to kind of play with it to find out what's a good comfort zone for you. But posts with pictures work well. Here's the key with that, though. You have to you can't like write the post, then post it, then try to add a picture. It won't let you do that. So you have to, come up with the picture, then add the text, or you can do it at the same time and then upload. So, and pictures are really good because what you want is what's called a scroll stopper. In other words, as I'm scrolling through my feed, is there something there that's going to make me stop? Pictures are scroll stoppers. Headlines are scroll stoppers because they kind of set apart from the rest of the body of the content. You always want to make sure that you don't have your sentences be longer than 2 or 3 sentences, because what happens is it becomes blocky. It looks too hard to read. And so you want to have a lot of white space. You want to make it very easy to read. One of the things you also want to remember is probably 70% of people are looking at your content on mobile phone. So guess what? If you have a video, which works real well, make sure you have captions, because if you don't, and guess what? Nobody knows what that is. It's just so they're just going to keep scrolling. They're just going to see your lips moving,
Right.
and it's not going to grab them in. So a lot of times, we if we don't have captions, if we don't have a good headline, one of the things that you can do on your phone, you can change the font. Sometimes what I do to make that headline really pop and really
Mhm.
stand out, I change the font so that it's a darker font, and then I do the
Mm.
body in in different font. Now, once again, it takes seconds, and so let's not. It's not like, oh my God, that's super technical. It literally takes seconds, and so but what I would say is get started. Here's the
Mhm.
mistake that most people, and I'll tell you how this really plays into a factor. One young lady sent me, and I get this all the time, and I'm sure you do as well, sent me a message on LinkedIn, this long message with the link. Okay, we get those all the time, sales pitches, blah, blah, blah. But, I had extra time on my hand that day. I was feeling generous. I was feeling gracious. So I said, okay, I'm not just going to blow this one off. I'm actually going to go to this person's profile and kind of check them out.
Mhm.
So I went to the profile. Not a bad profile. Not bad. Very professional. Okay. But here's what separates, I won't say the men from the boys, or guys. That's kind of, I don't want to go there. But here's what separates the high achievers. Let's say the high achievers from everybody else. I like that one. Here's
Okay.
what separates the high achievers from everybody else. Then I went to see what she was posting. When I went to see what she was posting, one, it was mostly curated content or shared articles. And here's my thing:
Mhm.
you can't be a coach to me, and I'm not being arrogant. I'm just telling you, you can't be a coach to me if you don't have an original thought. You can't be a thought leader
Mhm.
if you don't have your own thoughts. If all you're doing is sharing other people's thoughts, other people's articles, or just motivational quotes, that's not going to help me. It's not going to work. It doesn't tell me anything about you. So what I would say is make sure it's relevant. Make sure,
Mhm.
look, if you're an accountant and you service small businesses, let your post be about how you can help them. What benefit do you provide to them? We don't need really accountants to be motivational. I don't really care that my accountant is telling me, it's not what I need. That's not an
Right.
issue. I'm not coming to my accountant for motivation. If you can tell me how I can save on my taxes, now I'm interested. Okay, 5 ways small business owners can save on their taxes. Five mistakes the small business owners are making on their taxes right now. Okay, now I'm interested. But all the other stuff,
Mhm.
it's really not that interesting. Another thing about posts, how to post work well on LinkedIn. How to do this, how to do that,
Mhm.
how to do, because it's a very educational platform. And also number posts, 5 ways to do this, 10 ways to do that, da 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 da, because it's very ordered. So those type of posts work real well for anybody. I would say get started. Don't get upset if when you get started, nobody's liking, nobody's commenting. Here's the key. Here's what you have to do. When you're starting to post, 5 minutes before, or 5 to 10 minutes before you post, engage with other people.
Mhm.
Make your post. 10 minutes after you post, engage with other people. And obviously, always make sure you engage with people on your post. But that kind of wakes up the LinkedIn algorithm like, oh, there's activity. Oh, this person's doing something, da 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 da.
Mhm.
And so that would be my encouragement to anybody is post relevant things that show your expertise in those type of areas.
I love that. I mean, that was, I hope y'all were taking notes. That was a great master class, okay? Because so often people don't have a strategy.
Yes, it,
They just start doing what, oh, they did a reel and they got so many views. So let me go
yeah,
do a reel. No kind of mapped out plan or nothing, just reacting from what everybody else does. So I love that
exactly.
you shared that strategy. So, what is a good way that we can follow up with people? Because
Mhm.
a lot of business owners, they say, the fortune is in the follow up. So whether
Absolutely.
you're a LinkedIn coach, whether you're a regular coach or any other industry, I think a lot of people miss opportunities with this follow up, So
Yeah.
what are some ways or strategies that you find in your business that works that other people might benefit from with follow up?
Well, Absolutely, absolutely. For me, unless somebody has just a great memory, it all starts with a CRM. And for
Mhm.
those that are really not familiar, it's a customer relationship management system (CRM).
Mhm.
That's where you put your leads, and you then put them on a calendar to remind you, oh, I need to follow up with Michelle about this. I need to follow up with this person. Because if you just kind of leave it happenstance, or I'll get to it as I get to it, or if I da da da, or you just don't really have a real system, then it's harder for you to remember, hey, just check back in with this person, just talk to this person. Because
Mhm.
here's the key with LinkedIn and with relationships. I would say 90% of the time, 80%, very high percent of the time, you are not going to make a sale on the first contact. So let me say
Mhm.
that again, because this is what happens so much on LinkedIn is in that first message. Sometimes it's in the connection request. Other times it's in that first message. Here comes the long paragraph. Here
So
comes the link. Here comes my sales pitch. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing about you. Nothing.
mm-mm.
I could not have even looked at your profile, but I'm gonna send you my sales pitch on each and every
So
one.
true.
Oh my gosh, it just drives me crazy, but kind of
And
get
I
used
mean,
to it.
not even the right audience a lot of
No,
times. It's so
no,
crazy. It's like, did you even look at my profile before you
not at
said
all.
this?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It's what I call the shotgun approach. In other words, I'm
Mhm.
just gonna shoot it.
All right. So he is going to join us back in a minute. You just got to love technology, guys. It's so amazing. But I hope that you guys were taking notes of that. What we were getting at is the whole thing that it is a buyer's journey. Just because you connect with someone doesn't necessarily mean that they are ready to buy at that time. And so, you have to educate them. So imagine if you're a restaurant and you encounter someone who's already eaten and you're trying to offer them some food, they're not hungry. That doesn't mean they're not going to eat your food at all, but they may need it when they get hungry. So
I'm
you got to
back.
stay in that buyer's journey. Okay. I held it down for you, Sean. I
I
know you was
appreciate it.
trying to skate out of here, okay?
No, no, not at all. But no, getting back to what I was saying. So the first time is probably not going to be a sale. Most times people don't even look at your profile. It's not
Mhm.
personalized at all. They may change the name, so it says, hey, Sean, or hey, Michelle, but the rest
Mhm.
of it has nothing to do with you. I got a message the other day, Sean, I help gym owners generate. I'm like, I'm not a gym owner. What about my profile would have made you thought I was a gym owner? I was just like, why would I even get this message? But
So
anyway, so the best way, so it's your best follow-up starts with your first message. So
mhm.
what I always say to separate yourself, ask about that person. Ask about their person.
Mhm.
Hey, Lachelle, can you tell me a little bit more about what you do? How long have you been
Mhm.
on LinkedIn? Because even if I know what you do, there's no way for me to know how long you've been on there. How are you enjoying it? Is LinkedIn
Mhm.
working well for you? What are you trying to accomplish on here? I have a large network. Can you tell me what you're trying to accomplish? If you took that line, now obviously these are separate messages. It's not like
Right.
because and I had to say that because if you put that all in one message,
Yeah, people thinking they had witness on the witness stand.
that's
Yeah.
right. They think they're being interrogated, right? That's another thing about messages. The shorter, the better. The shorter, the better. We
Mhm.
are all time starved. We all want people to get to the point. I don't have time
Mhm.
to read this long soliloquy that you just posted. Look, get to the point. Let's get to it. So a
Mhm.
very short, three sentence message. That's a good starting point. You develop that dialogue. Then you reach back out to them in about a week. Just check in. Hey, how are things going? Things going great? Is there anything I can help you with? And just build that over time. Three or four touches. They call it touches.
Mhm.
Normally, it's going to take between 6 to 10 kind of conversations or touches for you to really get a sense of that. And here's the key: for you to separate yourself from everybody else. That's the key. Vast majority of people do not follow up. They don't. They have a
Right.
quick hit, and either I got the sale or I didn't get the sale. But you're
Mhm.
going to be different because here's what you're going to care about. First, you're going to know your target market. That's as I work with people at the very beginning. That's one of the biggest challenges because here's what a lot of people say. Well, when I ask them who's their target market, well, sure, everybody needs to lose weight. Everybody needs to be healthier. Everybody needs more money. Maybe, maybe not. But here's the
Mhm.
deal: you can't market to everybody. If you market to everybody, you market to no one.
No way.
And so you have to be very specific, especially now because LinkedIn has recently changed the number of connection requests you can send out per week. Right now, you can only send out 100. And so back in the
Mm.
day, it was easy to send out 50, 70 a day. You just sent out,
Mhm.
it was the numbers game. You relied more on quantity than quality, that shotgun
Mhm.
approach. Well,
Mm.
now you only get 100. So you really want to narrow that down, niche down, be very specific, know who you're talking to. So you have a message for that particular audience. One of the best ways to follow up on those, and every follow up is not, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? So that gets a little stalky. That gets a little creepy. You start wondering about people, and it's like, okay, this is okay. This ain't. It's not the dating game. Let's not go there. And so you want to, maybe you have a resource. Maybe you've written an article. Maybe you have a blog post. Maybe you
Mm.
have something to share of value to that person. Hey, I see that you're in makeup. I found this article about the five best ways to generate sales selling makeup, and I just want to share it with you. And that's it. That's it. Because guess what?
Mhm.
They're going to be waiting on. They're going to be waiting on the sales pitch. But when you do
Mhm.
that and let it go, just gonna say thank you, and you just keep checking back in with that person. Believe me, sooner or later, with you checking back in, saying, hey, is there any way I can help you? Guess what? You're going to develop that relationship. You're going to build that connection, and then you're going to make the sale.
I love that. I mean, and that is so true. But excuse me, again, we're talking about strategy.
Yeah.
We're not talking about copying what other people are doing. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about being strategic in what we do. And I just think the things that you have mentioned are brilliant because, it doesn't take a lot to recognize what it is you want to accomplish and be strategic about doing that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
I think that's amazing.
You're so right. It doesn't take a lot. A lot of times people think that they're saving time by just doing the copy and paste or
Mhm.
the shotgun blast, but you're really not saving time if you're not being effective. It would be better for you to just take the time. Look, I would rather have 100 connections that I engage with, on a daily or weekly basis than thousands of connections that I don't even know. I never engage with them. They don't know who I am. I'm just going through the numbers. No, what you want to do is really focus in. Get what I say your best 100. Get your best 100 people that you feel good about them. They have a good rapport with you. You're engaging on their stuff. They're engaging on your stuff. And guess what? You're going to see those relationships develop over time.
Yeah. And I think, it's even thinking about some of the posts that you make.
Mhm.
Everybody just kind of leaves it for chance that everybody's going to see your posts.
No, not at
They
all.
may
Not
be
at all.
taking they might be off of LinkedIn for a couple days or, they're not on at the time you post and it goes further down their feed. So even something as simple as, really diving into your connections
Yeah.
and doing, finding out what fields they're in. If
Mhm.
there's something that's relevant to them, just taking a group of them and sending them things. Or,
Mhm.
if it's back to school, for example, and you have some parents that are in your connections, or you notice they had kids that graduated, certain things that might be relevant to them. I mean, we don't take enough time to nurture what we have. We're so busy trying to get more people. And what difference does it make if
Yes.
you're not serving the ones you got?
Yes, yes. I mean, and what you're saying is being topical is so relevant. Back to school,
Mhm.
let's use that as a great jumping off point. Hey, that's relevant now. If you have some information that can help people with that, definitely that's what you want to share. Let me give you guys another secret I usually like keep for my clients, but hey, you know what? I'm just gonna share it all today. If you want to post, one of the best ways to know what's really hot and what's really relevant is LinkedIn. Over to the side has what's kind of called it's like LinkedIn. Let me see. I'm going to go here now. I'm not going to share it with you. I'm just LinkedIn News, and link
Okay.
as part of LinkedIn News over to the top right. It
Mhm.
tells you how many readers each particular kind of article that they post about has. Guess what? If you have something relevant that you can say about that particular thing, obviously most people want to hear about it. So
Mhm.
work that in. Give your perspective on it, right? Give your perspective on it. That's going to help you. That's going to help you, stand out from a lot of other people who are just talking about whatever. You're going to be topical. You're going to be of the moment. But here's what you don't want to do. Hey, Lachelle, you know what? I know it's back to school time, and I know a lot of people are getting their kids ready to go back to school. Hey, my WYSIWYG juice will really help you have the energy to really get those kids ready. So you're no. That's no.
Right.
That's not what we want to do. We don't want to just kind of just shoehorn your product and just because
Mhm.
it's an event. Now, if it's relevant, if you have a back to school backpack that is just really okay, that's something that's really relevant, but not just,
Mhm.
hey, I know you're going to be busy, da 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 da. And here's the worst thing. Oh my gosh, I hate when this to assume that everybody has children. See, my wife and I, we don't have kids. So if
Right.
I get that message, yeah, I know you have. How would you know that's even relevant to you?
Right.
Two, we don't. So now I'm really insulted because you really it's not even relevant to what I do. And so
So true.
you just have to be careful with those.
Yeah, I love that. And I mean, you just don't assume anything, I've learned.
No,
And it's so funny. It's
no.
like you see people and they look like you, but they may be from a different country or something. I mean, that's happened so many times where I just have been really engage with people and find out things that I hadn't even considered. So it's
Yes,
not even that I even made an assumption, but I just didn't even think that that would be their story. So I
yes,
love
yes,
that you mentioned that as well. This
yeah.
has just been a great conversation. I mean, I could talk all day, and I'm over here. I'm like taking notes on the side. I'm like, okay, even though I can go back and watch it, but I just love the things that you've shared. I think, like I said, I hope y'all are taking notes. This is some valuable insight. The
Yeah,
whole thing about it being a posting, the focus on the profile is key.
yes,
And one of the things that really kind of resounds a lot throughout this interview is that it is an expert platform.
yes,
So it allows you to highlight your expertise in
yes,
a way that is appropriate because so many people struggle with that.
yes.
I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but if you're just, plugging in what your experience is, who you serve,
That's
some
right.
things you've done. I mean, they'd let you do your certifications, your accomplishments, publications. It is all listed on your profile. So
Absolutely.
I
Let me
love
give
that
you
you bring all that up.
Absolutely. Let me give your audience just even one more nugget that a lot of people are not taking advantage of, but a lot more people should be, and that's LinkedIn stories. Guess what, guys?
Mm.
Every platform has stories right now. LinkedIn story, why they're good is because you can be a little less formal. Not that you have to be buttoned up on your. I'm not saying that,
Mhm.
but on LinkedIn stories, you can show more of your personality, right? So if I do an article on the five mistakes that most entrepreneurs make on LinkedIn, in my stories, I may show myself working behind the scenes. I may show myself smiling. I put some workout, photos in my stories. Why? Because your story is only going to last 24 hours. So it's going to be gone. So you're
Mm.
not having to worry about this on your post and just people. But what that does, it gives people a sense of who you are. It gives a sense of your personality besides what you post. And so, man, and stories are so easy. Don't overthink this. Don't overcomplicate it. If you want to put quotes there, you can put quotes there, and you can go through stories so quickly. You get a sense of who that person really is. So if I have 5 tips, hey, I may do and I do a post about a tip. I may do 1 tip a day in a story. Boom,
Mm.
boom, boom, boom. Here's another thing that a lot of people don't know is that if you have a certain, I won't get into the requirements right now, if you have a certain number of connections and you have a business page, you can actually have a link in your post, in your stories. But anyway, that's getting into the weeds.
Oh, hey, look, we have to have you come back, okay?
Let's
Look, I
get
got
into
my pen. I wrote that down. Okay.
that's for my exclusive clients. I let them
I
know that.
love
So
that. I
you
love
got you got to
that.
come to me for that exclusive information.
Amen. I love that. And even the whole thing about making carousels out of your PDFs. That's a
Yes,
good one.
yes,
So there's a lot of things that you could do on LinkedIn. This has
yes.
been very informative, Shawn. I really appreciate you. So what's the best way for the audience to reach out to you?
Absolutely. Well, obviously, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great way. Also, you can just reach out to me at www.ShawnEHill.com. And that's going to take you to my website that is called Solopreneur Success Now. And that will just give you some information about me. Contact me. You can contact me through there. You can also contact me, reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to work with and connect with anyone.
Love that. And so, what final words do you want to share with everybody as we conclude the interview?
Absolutely. Well, what I want to say is reach out to me for a limited time. Only, I've gotten away from this because I've gotten so busy with doing it, but only for your audience. I'm going to do free profile reviews. That's why I said so. Reach out to and just reach out to me. I'll be able to do that because here's the key. At the very beginning, I said you have to have two things to have success on LinkedIn. You have to have a great profile. You have to have a strategy. So many people fall down when they send me connection requests, and when I see them posting, when I see them doing some wonderful things, when I go to their profile and their profile does not look professional, I just tell it like it is. There's things missing. So you can't tell me that you can handle my business over here, but then when I come to your profile, you don't even bother to really update your to have it looking good. That'd be like trying to hire somebody and they'll say, oh, I'm a great candidate. And they give you this resume. You look at the resume and it's just, I'm not gonna say garbage, but it's just not, it's not professional. Let's be polite.
Right.
It's just not professional. All of a sudden you discount what that person is saying. You're telling me you're one thing, but when I look at the evidence, as Mara used to say, but it says that was a lie. When I look at the evidence, it's saying that that's not the truth. That's not the truth. And so you have to, if you don't take anything away from what we've shared here today, is work on your profile. Work on your profile, engage with people, and you're gonna see that you're gonna have a lot of success on LinkedIn.
Love that. Well, this has just been so informative, Shawn. I'm so glad that we got connected. So glad that you were able to have time in your busy schedule and all those nuggets that you've shared. I hope everybody was taking notes. This has just been amazing.
Let me just add one thing quick. That just came to my mind. Let me give a shout out to my good friend. I know when you broadcast this, he's going to see it, Tommy Durrell. Tommy and I do a show, several shows actually on LinkedIn. We have LinkedIn Live. We'll see that. We'll talk. You can have me back over later. We'll talk about it because so many different aspects I love to talk to you about. We do a show on LinkedIn Live, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we talk about just different things from a business perspective. And so shout out to my good friend Tommy. So you can join us there live. You can get this information live, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on my page on LinkedIn, or in 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can kind of engage with us there. Want to make sure I got that.
Now, you guys do this every day?
Monday through Friday. We are there Monday through Friday. So we're putting in that work. We try to give you just those little nuggets, just those things that help you as a professional, as a business owner, take your business to that next level. And man, we've gotten such great engagement. We've gotten such great feedback, and we'd love to add you to our family.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, this has just been so great. You guys, those of you watching, click share on this video. So many people need to hear this. Let's just get people on the right page when it comes to their social media, especially LinkedIn. It's a great platform. And when people do buy, they buy. Okay. Yes. When they do buy, they do buy. Yeah. So we definitely need to make sure that we get everybody looking at their best and being their best on this platform. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to put them in the comments, reach out to Shawn on LinkedIn. We definitely are going to be having him come back because this was just too much for somebody in one episode,
Oh, that's so much to share.
One thing I would say too, don't try everything. Just pick one thing, come back, see if it works, and then ask Shawn. Sometimes people just get into this. Well, what do I do? How do I do it? They ask you 1,000 things. Do one thing, see how that works. Then you have some way to engage with Shawn. Then you can come back to him, right? And he can tell you something else. That's how you build your relationship.
That's right.
So thank y'all so much for watching. And this has just been wonderful. But yeah, share this with somebody. If you have comments, put them in the questions. We'll get to them. But in the meantime, we want to thank you guys so much for spending time with us today. And we will see you on the next episode. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.